Vale, vale. Okay.
Hello, folks, and welcome then to round 5 of the 2024 FIM NL MotoE World Championship. And you join us here at the TT Circuit Assen, the most historic venue that we go to on the MotoGP and now MotoE calendar, as the MotoE class takes on the Assen Circuit for the 4th time in its duration. It's going to be an absolute cracker this weekend, and today is pretty scorcho. It's fairly hot here at the circuit today, but tomorrow is hoping to be a little bit cooler, and then Saturday as well, a lot cooler too. So a little bit less torturous for the riders out there under the hot conditions than what it is right now, and I'm sure they'll be very thankful for that. So you're joining myself here, Jack Gorst, in the MotoE paddock as usual for the Inside the paddock show. We've got a couple of guests for you that I do know they are already here, and you may well have spotted one in the background as well. The first guy we're going to chat to is Miquel Pons. Miquel, good to see you.
Good to see you.
How are you? All okay?
Yeah, everything good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. So, before we talk about this weekend, of course, we've already had half the season already. It's going very, very fast.
Yeah,
Has it been
so
for you so far?
Yeah, quite good. I feel that I missed something in the mid half of the season, but for sure in this break we work a lot at home, and I think we can do a good job this half of the season.
We often see in the races that kind of the top 5 or 6 very similar pace. It was the same back in Mugello, and then you were just there right behind them. How hard is it to close them in and gain ground and make positions up in those top riders in the pack?
Yeah, there are a lot of big level. I mean, in the front part, I miss some tenth in the lap and in the fast laps in the qualifying. But I think with little things like a little bit of luck, a little bit of work, no, and a little bit of focus, I think we can go and start there.
Of course, now we have a double header. Obviously, first here in Assen, the next weekend we go to Germany. Is that harder for you physically? You know, you don't have a lot of time to recover. Maybe the muscles are a little bit more sore after 2 weekends in a row.
Yeah, no, for me it's okay. I think physically I pretty good prepared, and it's not too many laps, and I think will be good for me because I like here this track and Germany too. Germany is the second time that I go there, but I like a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of a fast and flowing track, even though it's, it's definitely not fast. It's quite slow, but still very flowing, and you have to be very smooth. Yeah, in Germany.
Yeah, in Germany, yeah. This is so fluid, this here in Assen, but in Germany it's a little bit slower, but you have to go very, very smooth and very precise.
Obviously, after that, we've got a little bit of a break coming up, maybe a small holiday. I know that you guys are always training, but will you take a week off?
Holidays mean we have to train, we have to prepare the next race, and we have to stay focused because you can relax a little bit at the beginning of the holidays, but then you have to train normally and stay focused for the next race.
Good luck this weekend, and also we'll see you in Germany next weekend as well. Thank you, Miquel. So, Miquel Pons there, doing a good job this season. It's definitely been a tricky one this year because obviously there was a couple of changes to some things on the bike. Well, not so much on the bike, but mainly with like the front tyre that caused a few problems for some riders. Miquel was one of those. It took a couple of rounds just to get up to speed initially. Now, we do want to talk about Maria Herrera actually, and she's just over here, so I'll grab her a quick word of her because, of course, just the other weekend in Misano, it was the historic first ever Women's Circuit Racing World Championship event. And Maria actually managed to go on and win both of those races, once again showing just how good of a rider she is. Maria, firstly, congratulations on the Women's World Championship wins. The event was incredible. The racing on track was very, very good as well. 2 last corner moves. How was it from your side?
Yeah, thank you first. Yeah, I was was happy in the weekend because I didn't expect that result, but I enjoy the riding this bike and I feel well. So at the end I could do 2 podium and 2 victory. For me was good for the team because we arrived late, and yeah, for the team was good.
Yeah, of course, it all kind of came together at the last hour, and this kind of wildcard entry, and then coming along with not much time on the R7 either. I know you've been racing it a little bit in Spain elsewhere, but how was it adjusting to new championship, new bike, new format? How was that?
Yeah, I couldn't do the test in Cremona, so I arrived in Misano without test and training. And yeah, I had a problem with the team at the beginning of the season, so I spoke with Giovanni in Portimao. So he told me that he wanted to support me also in this championship, and I'm very happy to have the same color and to have the color in the podium. No, it's happy for all of them.
Obviously, yourself and Anna Carrasco are the most famous women motorcycle racers, and you kind of lead the way for all other women to compete in motorcycle racing. But it was nice there to see that other women were getting involved. Obviously, Sarah Sanchez was there, Beatrice Naylor as well. What was it like battling on track with that top group?
The battling was hard because in the straight normally the lip string is very easy to take it, and I had to brake later, overtaking in the braking point. But for sure we had an spectacular in the last lap and in the last corner. So yeah, it was fun for me and for the people, I think.
And lastly, we saw that you tried the Moto2 bike as well. How was that?
Yeah, was very nice, and I don't know if I remember to ride with MotoE because it's like I have to say thank you to Giovanni and the team clean because this opportunity is incredible to try a Moto2 bike, and I hope to continue and try again.
And obviously, this weekend back to MotoE. Is it going to be difficult readjusting, or should be okay?
I think yes for sure because I want to have a hand level closer than a little bit closer, no? So I'm hope to have this soon, and yeah, for sure I'm battling with Chad Davis, with Pontone, sometime with Finello, but for sure I want to do better, and I have to keep working.
Well, good luck out there this weekend, Maria.
Thank you
For chatting to us, and well done again on those victories. So Maria Herrera there, obviously, as we do say, racing in the World WCR Championship this year, the freshly created championship this year. And it was a great spectacle on those last laps and the battles that Maria then went on to win in both races. Really, really fine job indeed. So let's talk about the LCR team because, of course, we've got 2 of the big hitters in the MotoE World Championship. And we do actually have the, once again, championship leader in Maria Herrera, who was, well, right up there in both races. Obviously missed out in the first race in Mugello to Kevin Zanoni, who went back-to-back wins in 2024. But then in the second race, Mattia did manage to get his revenge and actually picked off the rider just in the garage next to him here, the number 61 of Alessandro Zacconi on the final lap in race 2 in Mugello. Zacconi's 3-year wait for a victory in the MotoE World Championship is going to have to go on. But coming here this weekend to Mugello, I think back to 2021, Alessandro Zacconi was actually really, really strong here in Assen. Sorry, coming here to Assen this weekend. I'll correct myself. Was really strong here. We do also have to say kind of answers on a postcard for what happened to Nicolas Spinelli back in Mugello. 2 performances that were way down in the top 10. I think a 10th and a 9th he managed to get in the 2 races there. Not exactly what we would have expected from Nicolas. Of course, he's either been win or crash so far up until that Mugello weekend. So definitely Spinelli looking for a bit of a quieter weekend, returning to some of the form that we know. And we have to say, one thing that is fantastic to see here returning this weekend is actually Lukas Tulovic, who of course had a really big crash last time in Mugello. Lukas, firstly, fantastic to see you healthy as well. And it's a bit of a surprise as well, because it's only been 3 weeks since you had such a big crash and a few injuries. Just tell us how you are physically.
Yeah, unlucky situation, but lucky to get out of this more or less all right. So I was not conscious in that situation. I don't remember anything, luckily. But yeah, the biggest problem still is the wrist. and the doctors declared me fit. So for sure, I'm not at 100%, but I will try my best and hopefully get a good result in.
Did you manage to do any bike riding at all before coming here this weekend, or are you just going to see how it goes out there tomorrow?
I mean, I was riding my bike on the roads, but nothing comparing to a racetrack and the forces that we are experiencing around here. So it will be interesting to see tomorrow morning how it goes.
And I guess because of the injury and everything coming into this weekend, no expectations at all this weekend, just kind of see how you feel on the bike?
Exactly. Sure, I have to get back the feeling and the confidence, and no result in my mind, no target, just do my best and hopefully finish both races and get some points in and get more fit and get up to speed for next week, because it's the home GP, that's an important one. Because other than that, champion-wise, I think I need to forget it a bit, because I'm so far back now after those two 0 points. And yeah, just to do the best this weekend.
Of course, obviously, before it all went wrong in Mugello, the positive thing was qualifying went pretty well here. Your speed was coming back. You looked like you were really starting to get up there amongst the front guys. It must be a little bit frustrating that the crash happened at that time, kind of took the momentum away. But I guess it also means once you do get fit again, fully fit, you'll be right back up where you were before everything went wrong on Mugello.
It's exactly how you said it. It took me some time to get up to speed, because you need to see in the past I was in MotoE, but not with this bike, and almost everybody else knows the bike from last year, and that took me some time to get the knowledge and get the feeling and to be on the limit. And Mugello is not my best track in the calendar, the one with the least experience, so I had to go through Q1. But finally the speed was there for the first time this season, and then this happened in the race. It's really unlucky, really disappointing. Wanted to go back home with 2 trophies and not with arm broken and all these things and not remembering anything. So it was really disappointing and unlucky moment for this, but yeah, we have to look into the future and take the positives, that the speed was there, and hopefully I can get back to this level maybe already next week.
Well, all the best this weekend, and hopefully, as you do say, the injuries are okay and you can have a decent weekend this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lucas. So yeah, explaining there that just the biggest issue is still the wrist, which he did have operated on about 2 weeks ago now. So still fairly fresh operation there from Lukas Tulovic. Definitely there's going to be some pain in that wrist, but hopefully he will be all right tomorrow. Just quickly touch on Hector Gazo, his teammate there. You can actually just see perched on the little, what is that, little tool scooter or tool, whatever you want to call it. Hector Gazo back on the podium last time out for the first time since the opening round of the season, which was a good return to form for him. So I'm sure that he'll be looking to build on that this weekend in Assen. And there's 2 riders that we have to highlight, both from Mugello and also what's happened in the break in between, because we'll start with Kevin Manfredi, who's had a bit of a here, there and everywhere a few weeks. He was competing in the 8 Hours of Spa, then he went over to Suzuka for a test, then he was back to Mugello to race in CIV Superbike, and unfortunately had a bit of a crash on warm-up on Sunday morning and damaged some ligaments and just bruising in the shoulder, and was unfortunately passed unfit in that championship there. And today he's done a medical here and he just needs to be reviewed after practice 1 tomorrow morning. So hopefully Kevin Manfredi, who is one of the burlier and stockier and probably one of the hardest guys in the MotoE paddock, he should be fine. Massimo Rockley also needs a quick shout out because he had a brilliant round last time in Mugello, 4th and a 7th, by far and away his best showing that we've seen in the MotoE World Championship. Of course, the old World Supersport veteran doing a real good job showing that just age is only a number. So we come on to one of the more notable teams in the MotoE World Championship. This is, of course, the Grini Racing team. I think they're actually just about to take a little bit of a team photo. You can see they've got some nice cling film on the tyres there to keep the bikes nice and clean for the team photo. They were actually meant to do this last time out in Mugello, but it started raining on Thursday afternoon in Mugello, so they couldn't do it then. But yeah, Matteo Ferrari, it's shocking to say, but 7th in race 1 last time in Mugello was his best result of the season so far. He's had a bunch of 8th places and then finally went a little bit better and got 7th in one of the races there on Saturday, but not the best one at all. Just ran behind me, and maybe I've seen him in the back shot. It's Jordi Torres. He had a difficult weekend again back in Mugello. Unfortunately, crashed out in the last lap in the second race of the day. But as we do know, Jordi's all fine, and he's good to go here in Assen. Of course, another one that was hindered by what was a bit of a tricky qualifying session back there in Mugello. Started raining, and Andrea Mantovani had a crash, and then unfortunately Jordi was caught out and didn't manage to progress through to Q2, and so that was that. On the other side of the garage, of course, Kevin Zanoni, second in the World Championship as we come to here. Lost the World Championship lead last time, but still had a pretty good weekend. Obviously, that win in the first race of the day, and then he's fourth in the second race. You may think, oh, what happened? He wasn't on the podium. But he did very well to recover from about 7th position that he dropped down to after really getting beaten up on the first lap. So a really strong performance again from Kevin Zanoni last time out. And we'll see what he can do here this weekend in Assen, because he has gone well here in Assen before. And of course, it's not too long of a run down to turn 1 here in Assen, but Kevin Zanoni in the last 4 races has gone from 8th to 2nd, 8th to 2nd again, and then in Mugello, 5th to the whole shot in the first race, and then I think 5th to 3rd as well in the second race. So really strong performances off the line from Kevin Zanoni. He's been incredibly quick on the straight all year, it has to be said. So that's just about going to do it for us here inside the ePaddock show then. Of course, as you can see today, lovely blue skies, temperature up around 27, 28 degrees all day. It's been fairly toasty here. Tomorrow meant to be a little bit cooler, which should give the riders a little bit less of a strain, less of a workout. And then on Saturday, cooler again, only around 20 degrees. And there is possibility that maybe just some of those clouds will turn into rain on Saturday. We keep our fingers crossed that they don't, but in case they do, we'll have to keep your eyes out on some of the riders, particularly the likes of Ken Manfredi, who's a bit of a wet weather specialist, and also some of the others as well. Lastly, just before we clock off, we'll comment on Oscar Gutierrez, of course, the rookie in the MotoE World Championship this year, and one of the sensations, it has to be said. His first really difficult round last time in Mugello, a 9th and 10th place for Oscar. Not what he would have wanted, particularly because coming into Mugello, he was kind of right up there in the championship hunt, but now finds himself some 30-odd points adrift. So work to do for Oscar Gutierrez this weekend. But that's going to do it then here for the Inside the ePaddock show. We will be live tomorrow with qualifying in the afternoon. And around about this time, I do believe, 5:40-ish or so in the afternoon. Can't remember exactly off the top of my head. And then for Saturday, race 1, as ever, will take place at 12:15 local time here in Assen. And then race 2 just a few hours later, about 4:10 in the afternoon. So make sure you tune into that one. I'll be myself, Neil Morrison, and also Elliot York down in pit lane this weekend as he takes over from Francis Wild. We'll chat to you later. Have a good one this weekend and enjoy all the action.